Here is how to comment during the Frankly Speaking show. On your computer, look to the right of the video. That's your live chat hub. Click the Say Something box at the bottom, type your message, and hit enter. Boom, you're live. On the mobile app, it's just as easy. Tap the live chat button right under the video to open the window. Pro tip, if you're in full screen mode, tap the screen once and hit the chat icon to see messages without leaving the action. Can't type? Check two things. Make sure you're signed in and see if subscribers only mode is on. You might need to sub and wait a few minutes. Keep it respectful, follow the mods rules, and have fun.
Okay. Good day. Good day. This is the Frankly Speaking Podcast, episode 209 for May 3, 2026. Thank you for joining us. It's just over 6 months since Hurricane Melissa devastated a large part of Jamaica. The pain is still being felt by so many people across this country, even while some of us consider it just a set of anecdotes of things that happened to people in another part of the country. We'll share some experiences. Then too, in this varied program, we'll return to fatal shootings and hear from the Commissioner of Income, Hugh Faulkner, with whom we failed to connect last week. Then Winnie Anderson Brown has a laugh, not at us, but she'll explain. We are happy as ever to have her and Desmond Richards as our panelists. Remember, we welcome your comments or questions throughout the program. You may use the procedure outlined at the top of the show or just attach to comments on the YouTube channel. Please like and share the podcast and subscribe to the channel. It's easy. First, we welcome to share experiences Mr. Keith Weatherburn, organic farmer, community organizer, farm tour operator, and much more of Belmont, Westmoreland, and Maureen Pierce of, Salt Spring near Green Island, Hanover. Now, we've not many people don't know, but people out in the West, in particular places, are still having issues with their internet and so on. So we expect some issues, but we are going to try to overcome them. Welcome again, Ms. Pierce, and welcome, Mr. Weatherburn. Ms. Pierce, tell us a little bit about where you are in Hanover and what happened to you at Melissa.
I'm in Salt Spring, a district from Green Island. When Melissa came, it destroyed everything for me. My complete house is destroyed.
The house was destroyed, so you lost
house, furniture, everything. Because I buy most of my furniture them from courts. I never knew they were bagassed until when Hurricane Melissa come. So from the water touch them, they just shell up.
So how you been managing since that time now? Have you been, tell us what you have done with regard to your housing, what assistance you have got from government, etc., etc.
My house, my cousins, my uncles and cousins come and them try to see what they can take up to, so they can construct one room we can under. Half of it is boarded up, the other half, nothing is there, but it has zinc over it. So I'm there. The government,
so you have one room. The cousins and uncles have come and built you one room.
Yeah, but part of it don't board up good, so they have to put zinc up some part.
Okay. And what have you been told now by the government authorities, the Ministry of Social Security down at NIS office there? What have
They came and they verified me. They called me at the podcast where they were handing over ceremony. They take my TRN, my email, my telephone number again. And Mr. Pernell Charles Jr. told me that he will sure make before the week done. We get our money who were at the handing over ceremony. It's over. It's almost 2 months now, and still nothing. I go on his TikTok page. I text him. Still no answer.
How does it? Does it make you all feel, Miss Pierce? How do you feel about the whole?
Just to give up on life, because it makes you feel like you should just give up on life because there's nothing there for you.
And how you're functioning in that one-room situation? I think you mentioned to us that you have a child of school age.
Yeah, I have a 13-year-old there. It's hard. I have to go like another cousin and where I can cook some food because there's no space there to cook some food.
Is there anywhere in the parish, Miss Pierce, that you can go to ask for help? Is there anybody nearby? What about your member of parliament?
That's the only person I can go to, and I'll go there.
Okay.
She do what liquor she can.
Okay. So
Miss Pierce, when you got, have you been to the? I know you've been to the handing over ceremony. You got these promises and so forth. But have you been back to the ministry office there in Lucy?
No, I don't go back to the office because the ministry, when we go there, they are telling me they can't do nothing until they get the detail to send stuff to us. They can't do nothing. So I don't really go there.
Yes. You from what you know, other people in your community were affected, obviously, by the hurricane.
Yeah.
Are most of them who lost houses got assistance, and you are just one?
Two number person in my community got assistance. Two number. A crippled, a crippled guy and another lady.
So what is your thinking now, Miss Pierce? I'm trying to understand. It's first of all, I understand that must be very hard because just to be out of your house on one night or 2 nights is something else again. But for you, for 6 months now, you have not had any serious shelter. You have had you have had something that your cousin and your uncle knock up together. It must be very hard. I can't even properly say that I can imagine it.
It's hard. It's very hard. On weekends, like I keep my daughter from Monday to Thursday because during school I have to help him during school, but on weekends it gotta be boring for her to sit here, nothing to do. So I just send her to her bigger sister. But she don't want to continue to do that all the time. But there's nothing more I can do.
Miss Pierce, I'm left sort of speechless to be truthful. But I know that when last week when we tried to get it, when we got in touch with the minister, we had a minister on the program about 6 weeks ago. I can check the date, but I've in preparing that for this program and in talking to several people, some of whom would not come on because they say it's a waste of time with the ministry and so on.
But you have to try. I have to try.
Yes, and I appreciate that. But I tell you, Ms. Pierce, I'm going to make a commitment to try to reach out to the minister, one of the minister's assistants, with whom I'm in touch, to see. But again, the problem with this whole system is that one encounters too many cases like yours, where the
Yeah.
people are not getting any assistance, and they're just there, not knowing what to do, and in very bad circumstances. So
He even take our number, say he will keep in touch with us up to now.
Yes.
I know it's hard for him. Sorry, I know it's hard for him to personally keep in touch. But what I am puzzled about at the office, by the way, when was the last time you were in touch with anyone from the local office?
I don't in touch with no one for the local office because I have to look some work doing in the meantime. So I don't really have the time to keep up with the office.
Okay,
Because
so
I contact him. The last time I contact him is Tuesday night on his TikTok page where he was live discussing Melissa Relief.
so you may correct me if I'm getting the wrong impression. The picture I get is that you are not in touch with the local office because you don't think that you can get any help there. So you try to keep in touch with the minister himself through his social media page. But I am not sure that's the best way to reach out to him.
Okay.
Yes. I think it's important to know what the local people are saying because you're not alone. There are several others. So together, your voice should be stronger.
Yeah.
Ms. Pierce, what did they promise you? What did they promise you at that handing over ceremony? What was it that you are supposed to, what's the benefit that you are supposed to get?
I don't know which one they're gonna give us. They said they were gonna send me the QR code in our phone, and that time we will know what we will get.
Yeah, the system was broken down. But you lost a house. So did they say we're going to build you a house? We're going to get you a container house. We're going to get
No,
you...
they said they were handing over from 750,000 to 100 and 500,000. That's what they were handing over.
Okay. And you expected how much?
And any little they will give me, I will take.
Say that again.
Anything they give, I will take.
Yeah. But it's going to take quite a bit to build back a house for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really sorry. I'm really sorry for your situation, Miss Spears, and I'm sure there are others like you. But as I said earlier, together your voice is louder and stronger. So it's important to come together and speak up, find out what is happening from the authorities there on the ground.
Yes, and I promise you, Ms. Pierce, I'm going to reach out to you, to the minister's assistant. You know, we had when we had that first discussion at the end of December, I reached out I spoke with some people in Hanover, still Hanover, on the can't remember the community now. And one of the persons we spoke with was an amputee and had lots of problems. I spoke with the office in Lucy, and the head there was very helpful. They sent around people around there, but the people did not. Up to now, the woman has not got the assistance. She lived in a rented house, which was destroyed. She was told that they checked all her things, they took all her papers, etc. And she has not got any assistance up to now. In fact, she has moved away over to Clarendon. I'm not giving too many details of her situation, but it's too obvious to me that this system of providing relief to people, and I'm not talking about NARA now, the system of providing relief to people who have suffered is inadequate or is not delivering. Let me make it that way. It's not delivering, Ms. Pierce. And I'm really very sorry about your circumstances. I've heard of similar circumstances down there. And don't know what to say. Mr. Richards, you're late. You just joined us. We're happy you joined us. What we are hearing is from Miss Pierce over in Hanover. And Miss Pierce, you have any final word for us before you leave us? I just want to say, as I commit, that I'm going to try to reach.
I just want to say, please, we are begging for help in Hanover. The people need help.
I did not hear what Miss
Not
Pierce
me
said,
alone.
but I
Everyone
know,
who down here who got damaged need help.
I know that the plight of the victims in rural Jamaica is not reported. There are several hundreds of Jamaicans in rural Jamaica. St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and Hanover, who have not yet received any benefit. Right? But as you know, rural Jamaica is treated different from urban Jamaica. And the majority of the victims who are from rural Jamaica, there are hundreds of them have not received anything as yet. I know that.
Oh boy. Ms. Pierce, we want to thank you for appearing on the program on the podcast this afternoon. I promise, I'm going to make contact with that assistant from the minister. Winnie suggested that you need to reach out back to the office. If you get any chance in the chance within your work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there sometime this week. Yes. I'm going there.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Right, and thank you, Ms. Pierce, and keep going, keep strong.
Yeah, same to you.
Okay. That was Miss Maureen Pierce from Hanover, who one of several people that Desmond is saying that the coverage is not getting through to a lot of people, but it's a bad situation. We want to welcome Novlet K. Forrester, who is from Belmont. Miss Forrester, I know you have a sweeter story to tell us on how you have been. Can you hear us, Miss Forrester? Right,
yes, sir, I can hear you.
You have a sweeter story to tell us than Miss Pierce had. So go ahead, Miss Forrester. How were you affected, and how are things going? How were you affected by Melissa, and how are things going 6 months later?
It's rough same way 6 months later. Melissa take everything from us. Our house, clothes, furniture, everything. We are not yet received anything from the government. We just get help from our neighbors and family. So we reach out many times to the Ministry of Labor, no help. Still on waiting.
But have people from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security come to see you? Have they come to your house, your community, come to see you personally?
Yes, they come to the community. When they come, I was living on the 7th Street, I think they said, oh, you need the emergency attendant, and nothing, no, the urgent don't come as it.
And when did they come? When was the last time they spoke with you?
The last time they spoke was in February. We try call the office, went to the office, we still don't get through. Each time you go to the office full or they're on lunch break, some different story.
Miss Forrester, how you feel about the whole situation? How do you feel about how you've been treated, how the contacts have gone? How do you feel about it?
We feel disappointed because we don't have no representative. The representative is poor, so we feel sad.
Who's your member of parliament?
Our member of parliament is Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Okay.
And as far as who have you got the assistance from? Is just relatives to help you to put together your house? Or where does the assistance come from? Is it from church groups? Or where have you got the assistance from?
Is she?
As far as are you not hearing me? I know the internet might not be so great, but I'm asking, where have you got your assistance from? Not sure she's hearing.
She seems frozen.
Yes, the same. As far as I say there, because we're still hoping to We're still open to communicate with you. You know, Winnie, you were mentioning them people going to the Miss Pierce going to the office in Lucy, the local office, and so on. And yes, I think that's but it seems to me to have some sort of disconnect. Miss Forrester, are you hearing us again?
No, she's still.
Yes, sir.
No, she's not. Yeah, she's
hearing now.
I was asking
Yes.
where
Yes,
were
I'm
you
hearing
getting
now.
your assistance from, Miss Forrester?
As I told, I just get assistance from family and my neighbor.
Family and neighbor. Okay.
So I assistance family and neighbor.
So how are you going to, because I know that what you have got in terms of assistance is not enough. So what's the next steps in your way of thinking? How are you going to proceed?
Right now, we just want to get back my job, my workplace. I've mashed up in the stamp too, so we just want waiting to get back on foot, then move on.
So at the moment, how are you coping? How are you coping now? Your house got damaged. You have tarpaulin on the roof. Hello, miss.
She's frozen. The internet is not so.
It's in and out.
Yes.
Yes.
Try again, Desmond. Miss Pierce, he was asking how you. Sorry, not Miss Pierce. As far as he was asking how you're managing now. How do you manage?
We manage now with 1 and 2 days work.
Yeah.
On your roof, what you have? Tarpaulin on your roof? Huh?
She's not hearing so well.
She's not hearing you.
Sometimes I can see.
Apparently, she can hear Desmond. She can hear Franklin. Yes.
Yes, I was asking you.
I manage with.
You have tarpaulin on your roof?
She frozen again.
Oh, she's not hearing us.
The link is broken again. Yes.
As far as all I can just say is that we wish you the best. I know Mr. Wedderburn, who is on the platform here with us, he's dropped off for a second. I know Mr. Wedderburn is trying to assist the members of the community and keep going. Ms. Forrester, we just wish you the best. Just keep the faith. I know from the way you speak, you seem to have lost faith. You have lost faith in the system, Miss Forrester. You give up on the system.
A whole lot. I lost faith in a whole lot. Yes, sir, I lost faith.
Right.
A whole lot of faith in the system.
As far as all I can do is wish you all of the best.
And she's living in which one district?
Thank you.
Okay.
She's living in which district, Franklin?
Bless you.
Where is she living, Franklin?
Oh, she's in Belmont. She's in Belmont.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ms. Forrester, thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking the time, even in your distress, to come and talk to us and share some thoughts with us. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, too.
Okay. Let's see if we can talk to Mr. Wedderburn now, who has been working down there in Belmont. Mr. Wedderburn is an organic farmer. We spoke with him months ago, 4 months or more than that ago. And he has a tour of his farm. He's put things together. Mr. Wedderburn, tell us how things have been. And last time when we spoke, you were moving positively to put things together. Tell us what's been going on.
Well, once again, thanks for having myself and other victims of the hurricane being featured, because the truth is, I said it from day one, the magnitude of the earthquake and the damages created, it's going to take...
The magnitude, my side is not working so well, but the magnitude of the hurricane, what?
I said the magnitude of the hurricane and the damages created, it's going to take years. So when I said years, not just 5, it's going to take 5 to 15 years from many persons to come around. And it's not strange why, if you notice, we have listened to at least 2 persons since evening, and it tells exactly what I'm saying in terms of the challenges faced, because what we had prior to January, when the government assistance was supposed to come into play, you had a lot of agencies from outside that came in and gave support, and everybody rallied and came together. After January was when the government assistance were supposed to come in, and that seems to not been happening as should. And for that reason, you find a lot of persons being disappointed. I can say to you, from the Bluefish Organic Farm side, we from day one, from November of last year, we have been operating in things like community kitchen, working with other groups to do what we can to help the community. And so we have helped with community kitchen, we have helped with food, we have helped to provide material. Here, Miss Forrester spoke a while ago. She was one of the persons who benefit from material that we're able to help. So what we do, we work with local groups who were willing to provide support, whether material or in terms of our in-kind support, and we worked with them. And we did all we could.
So Mr. Wedderburn, sorry, I just intervened a second. So you are saying that what used to come in by these various non-government organizations, church groups, etc., that helped a little bit, but the fundamental work that has to be done by government is going to take much longer. Is that your thesis?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it's going to take a long time, in the sense that the magnitude of the disaster is tremendous. However, in terms of organization and the way it's been organized, generally speaking, I think there's a big challenge. For example, as Navlet spoke to you a while ago, I have a list of 45 persons and their contact that I can share with anybody who needs it right now, from the adjoining community of Monterey. A similar situation where Navlet talked to you about, where these persons were visited, and we're talking about all these persons were visited, promise support, and today they have received none. So within that community, and that community of about roughly 100 persons, household, and more than half the household up to today haven't received anything at all. All they have received is visit from the relevant authorities, and they try to follow up and they're not getting through. And it's sort of, one of the time when them contacted me and asked if I could assist, I'm saying it's sort of a sad situation, because they have an MP, they have a councillor, and for them to have been asking me if I can assist. I have since spoken to the member of parliament, which is Dr. Dayton Campbell. I've submitted the name. He has, since he said he has sent it on to the relevant authority, to date, nothing has happened.
So your perception your perception
is feeling very, very, very disappointed. So initially, after the hurricane, everybody was just happy that they were alive, and people rallied together. People did what they could to help themselves. Mm-hmm. And so 6 months.
So Mr. Wedderburn,
yes.
I'm not sure you're hearing me. So what I'm asking you is, what's your perception near to you now, Belmont and so on, which was badly? What's your perception of the number, the percentage of people, or the portions of that are getting the benefits that are supposed to be coming to them from the government system? I understand you saying how people felt good that we're just happy to be alive, and the realities are going to be dawning on them later on. But what's your sense of what's happening with the system now, from where you stand in Belmont?
Very disappointed. It's not happening. It's not happening. The people are crying out. And a matter of fact, pretty much, it's like it's that stalemate. It is stopped right now. You have seen, because even up to recently, you'd have seen persons trying to rebuild as much as possible. if you listen right now, you can and look around, you observe, you can see people has reached their limit. They have gone as far as they can go, and they seems not able to go any further right now as we speak. And it's very disappointing because they were hoping and relying that this government assistance would have helped them in as little way as possible. But we think that forthcoming, they are very, very, very disappointed. And
Mr.
I, for example, and to explain to persons, and even though I can't understand myself, it's beyond me. So I can't. People are asking for explanation. People are asking, how do I understand it? I just don't know what to tell them. I am lost for words and understanding myself.
Yeah. Mr. Wedderburn, what about water supply and electricity in the communities close to you?
You want to repeat that? I didn't get that.
Did you the communities which are close to you, do people have water and electricity?
All right. So far, water has returned to most persons. In terms of electricity, the lines have been the JPS line has been up, but a number of persons, their houses were so badly damaged that even up to the time when the JPS were making connection, there are some people who are still not connected and cannot be connected as yet because their house is not in a position to be connected.
Yes. Okay. And the roads down there are bad.
That's an understatement.
Okay.
And let us be honest. The roads has been bad for quite some while, and even before the hurricane, the roads were bad. But we'd have to find different words in the dictionary now to say where they are, because it's a bad, worst. They are the worst state as we speak. And persons have been, if you notice, over the recent time, you have having several demonstrations of people demonstrating in the Bluefields Bay area for either road or water. So it's really getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Yes. Winnie, you have a comment there. I would love to. I'll come back to you, Desmond. I'd love to put that comment for us because it raises some other issues.
Owen Richards asking what happened to all the funds that the government got for Melissa assistance.
Well, that's a question that I can't answer, and that the assistance wouldn't necessarily be all for people. For all of the people that we're talking about, but there's also government assistance, which is approved. It's just we are told was ready to go. We had Mr. Charles on this program speaking about the verification, the numbers of people, and there are just too many people talking about problems of getting assistance. People who have lost everything or lost significant portions of their house, lost roofs, etc. You know, something that I was just hearing even today is that some of the assistance, which came to answer Mr. Richards' question, some of the assistance that came in is still on the wharves, I'm told. Some of the things have not been cleared from the wharves yet, 6 months on. But Desmond, you were asking Mr. Wedderburn a question.
So I was asking him to. He said earlier on that he had a list of 45 names or 100 names. I would like him to share that list with you, so you can share it with me, that we can work together to do whatever we can to speed up the assistance for the people.
And you know, I was hearing again today, I will talk to Mr. Wedderburn about it. I was hearing today of a church in Ocho Rios that just got some stuff off the wharves after all the stands been put in there, and they are now saying, the pastor is now saying, if you know people, and I just don't have the details because I was hearing it just before I came on the program, just talking about the thing. If you know people who want, I think it's a church on the Rock, the branch in Ocho Rios, have some things now because the people they initially had gone their way or got fed up or so on. So it's rough situation. But Mr. Wedderburn, I remember when we were speaking months ago, you had been talking about some efforts that you had been making in bringing people together and like your internet situation set up, your Wi-Fi set up, and so on. And I was asking you whether anybody in the system, anybody in the government system, had contacted you, because you were in touch with farmers, you were in touch with all sorts of people. Has anybody contacted you for assistance in reaching those people?
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm hearing you. I said, unfortunately, no. So we've been pretty much on our own. But I'm happy to say that in terms of, because we have to give thanks. To be honest to you, we have to give thanks. And
yes,
for all the international and local assistance, we're very, very thankful. There are so many persons and organizations who have come to our assistance. And one of the reasons why we from the Bluefields Organic Farm was able to assist many persons was the fact that we ourselves got assistance. So for example, our 36 panels for our solar farm went on the day of the hurricane. But we were able to replace them on the 9 days afterward. And it's one of having replaced them, it has enabled us to be in a position to help persons to stay connected, because even to today, we're still assisting persons with Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi connections. And it was that help that we received that we pass on that support to the community. But it's very unfortunate, as I said to you again. So while we're very, very thankful for all the assistance that we received, but from the side of the government, from the side of the relevant authorities, I can tell that it has been very, very disappointing. And the same thing that has been met out to other committee members, I can say to myself, even us ourselves, we have had the same experience. For example, the NHT, we have submitted part of our structure which was damaged to NHT, and they promised to make compensation. To date, we have heard nothing. They have visited, they took the information twice and they have visited us twice. To date, nothing. So, and however, the good thing about it is that we might be a little bit more fortunate than a lot of person, because having gone through disaster before, having been homeless, having gone through this situation before, my wife and family and we're in a better position than many of these persons. We have the experience before, but for many of them, this is the first time they're experiencing homelessness.
Yeah, Winnie, I'm going to ask you to take that comment that is there, but Mr. Wedderburn, I'm going to come back to you after that to ask you what you see as the possible path now to assist more people, with groups with organizations like yours. Winnie?
Oh, Ray Moses is saying they lost Westmoreland in the last elections. A hurricane devastated the parish, and months later, people are still struggling. The people are suffering the consequences of the Labour Party losing that parish.
You know, I'm going to take on this one frontally. I don't believe that narrative. I hear that narrative all the time, but I don't believe that narrative. And I'm going to give you two good reasons why I don't believe that narrative. I know that, for example, in parts of in St. James, the Labour Party won that parish in effect. Same thing with Trelawney. And I know from talking to colleagues of several people, and in fact, we had somebody from St. James to come on today, but she can't make it on the program because of her internet problems as well. Several people have difficulties all over, and I think this is a sort of an easy political answer to throw in there to say that the system is not working. It's not that the system is working and victimizing some people, and that might well be happening. I still haven't seen the evidence, but I'm saying all over the country. In fact, in a part of St. Anne, where I know Northwest St. Anne, where I know the MP is from the governing party, And woman I know of has been having tremendous problems just getting a little sheets of zinc for a house.
And
Desmond, sorry, go ahead.
also St. Elizabeth, Franklin. Labour Party won in St. Elizabeth. People are still suffering, don't they?
Yes, all over the place. So the system is not functioning. As far as I have been able to see, the system is not functioning.
I would like to ask Mr. Wedderburn, how are the farmers in your neck of the woods? How are the farmers doing?
Farmers is doing what they always do. The farmers know that if they don't sow, they won't reap. So the farmers have long before most persons start putting the pieces together. The first persons who went back together was the farmers. Because you see, just like we learned so many lessons, just like the bees will stay inside as long as it's raining, but once it stops raining, they get outside. So the farmers are typical persons. They learn from nature. So just like the bee, the moment it stopped raining, the moment the hurricane was over, the farmers were out doing what they could do. And so today, like for example, as you know, there are crops like banana will take 9 months to bear. Rest assured, within the 9-month period, we will have bananas. And we have all the type of crops. We reap melon, we have reaped pumpkin, and we have reaped all of the crops that grow within that period time of 6 months. But the crops that will take much longer, well, naturally, we have to work with the time. But so the farmers has been resilient from a long time and continue to be along that path. Does it mean that they do not need support? The answer is yes. They have been promised support from various groups, and some help has come through, but there's much, much more that can be done. Because the level of the disaster, as I said to you, this is not a Gilbert, this is not a Ivan. Yeah, this is not a Ivan, this is not a Gilbert. You know?
Yeah,
this is a Melissa.
Yeah, we know that the magnitude of the damage it is going to take more than 6 months, longer than 6 months to be restored. We know that.
Yes.
We know it is a long road. But what we are expected to see at this stage, we are not seeing it all over the place. The system, as Franklin pointed out, the system is not working. Like for example, I know that in Westmoreland, there are schools where they are still occupied by victims, right? The last word from the government was that by May 8th, the 8th of this month, that is supposed to be over. Let us see what is going to happen. But I know school life has been disrupted. I don't know. The PEP exam was not troubled by the disruption. It was, as far as you know.
Is it if the what?
The PEP.
The PEP exam that last week, it was not interrupted as a result of Melissa's devastation.
It was later.
No, I asked as well.
It was later than it's normally in March, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm.
The schedule was okay as I gather.
Right.
Mm.
So generally speaking, you know, as I said to you, persons has not been initially persons were just thinking about relief packages and things, but soon after persons realized that they have to go beyond that. So person has really been working assiduously to get the pieces back together. And but the truth is, and there's we can't deny it, the system is not working. The system of assisting person, and I do agree, Westmoreland is not different from any other parish, because I've traveled other parishes. I've traveled St. Elizabeth myself personally, and I've seen and have relatives and friends living there also. And the system is just not working, and it's very unfortunate. And it needs to get together as soon as possible, because the people are suffering. And this is unfair for persons.
Clear words, Mr. Wedderburn. Clear words. I'm going to just give you a last say before you go. Before we move on to another segment, just your words to the people who are in authority, whatever levels of authority, with regard to what's happening, what you are seeing and you're upfront, and I mean, as we said earlier, you have taken some steps to help people in your community, from organic farming to people who are involved in the tours. Your word to the people who are in authority now.
Well, my word to the people in authority is to really, there's a disconnect taking place right now. I'll say reconnect with the person, with the people on the ground, because it serves to benefit everybody for persons to recover. When persons recover, it means it's a plus for the entire country. This is not a orange or green or whatever. These are real people with real issues that need assistance. And since we're in democracy, where it's government by the people, let it be government for the people. Government for the people need to come out, meet with the people, and to work together. This is no time for persons to segregate and pass faults or blames around. This is a time for everybody to work together.
Thank you, Mr. Wedderburn. Keith Wedderburn, he's an author, he's an entrepreneur. He is an anchor down there in that part of Belmont. And we appreciate you, sir, and we thank you for being with us on the program today. Thank you very much, Mr. Wedderburn. And all the best with your enterprise.
Thank you for having me on.
Winnie, you want to take those quick comments, and let's before we bring on Mr. Faulkner, our commissioner.
But I'll go. Annalie Bernard, over in Santa Cruz, some of the hardware do not sell blocks. Do they somebody like people that get 500 or getting a box up plyboard, one room without window for the $500? I don't think I did well with that.
Well, she's asking about what people are getting and what it's able to buy.
Right.
Essentially, Winnie, that's what she's asking.
So Grace McLean says, are the children in the areas impacted by Hurricane Melissa all back at school? The answer is
brief answer to that is no. And some children are having difficulty in not having, many of those who are back at school are not having full classes.
Okay, so Annalie's question, let's go to the other one in the interest of time. I don't know why anyone is surprised. After 10 years, they still haven't grown the economy past 1%. It's been incompetence after incompetence. So why are we surprised? That's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Winnie. All right, let's welcome the Mr. Hugh Faulkner, Commissioner of Indicom. We should have spoken to him last week, and we had to apologize because we had some technical issues. Mr. Faulkner, welcome, sir. Welcome. And thank you, sir. We want to start off by asking you, reminding you that Minister of Security and Peace, Horace Chang, Dr. Horace Chang, last week said, it's week before last now, said that Indicom must get out there and investigate. You have the money, you have the resources, you have the people, nobody's fettering you. Get out there and investigate. But before you respond to that, can you give us a sense of what's been happening with fatal shootings in this part of the because they haven't stopped?
Right. Thank you, Mr. McKnight. Let me address matters of courtesy first to welcome your listeners, Mrs. Anderson Brown and Mr. Richards, and to your producer. Right. In terms of the data, we are 116 fatalities. At May, we have gone one so far for this month of May. Today is the 3rd, so we have one. So a total of 116. So the month of April ended with us at 115, which was about 2 more than the previous similar period for last year.
Yes, sir.
Right. In terms of the comments by the Honorable Minister, Mr. McKnight, Indicom is a commission of Parliament, and as a result, we report to Parliament. So usually it is not our intent to be in any contention with the executive. We are independent. We do not report to a minister. That's part. That's what secures our independence. Secondly, the Independent Commission of Investigations Act, our statute, indicates that we take direction from no person or authority. And thirdly, we are independent of the security forces because, as I've indicated, in many jurisdictions, the oversight body has some representative of the security forces and the political representative in the architecture. We don't. So we are independent for those three reasons. And I think Minister Chang appreciates that some views expressed by him would not find favor with us. But we express ourselves respectfully, but we have a mandate and we have to be faithful to that mandate. So we are in disagreement with any perspective. I won't even single out the minister that that does not accord with our, well, it's the integrity of technology to assist investigation. We have done a study, Mr. McKnight and panel, and the study indicated that at July 2025, 51% of planned police operations, 51% of fatalities were from planned police operations. When we look at the data and the circumstances, there were instances where persons are at a house, and in many instances, there's dialogue between the later to become deceased and the security forces. They enter a room, other persons are removed, children, women, etc. And usually in the room where the fatality occurs, the one civilian potential witness is dead. Speaking generally, if somebody posits that I came under threat, I was in fear, firearm pointed at me, then you can understand the law. It's a subjective test. So the law places itself in the body of the person who was threatened. And if that person feels that serious bodily harm or death was imminent, then they can say they acted in defense of themselves. With the single potential witness dead, it is nigh close to impossible to rebut that assertion of being under threat and acting in self-defense. But then again, that may have been the truth. But what we're saying, body-worn cameras will present the truth so that the oversight body, the public, and citizens in general can accept the true circumstances. Why? Because we're speaking about death, Mr. McKnight. Life lost is irretrievable and death is irreversible. The closest you can get is compensation for those who survive you. We are saying, given that the JCF relies on public support and public trust as part of its model of policing, then body-worn cameras must be an imperative. There are no circumstances from the cases we researched where body-worn cameras would have endangered the officer. In fact, body-worn cameras would have enhanced or contradict the story presented, sir. So we are unchangeable in our position that for public confidence, trust, and integrity of the security forces, because this goes to the rule of law. The rule of law, Mr. McKnight, Ms. Brown, Mr. Richards, is that law itself rules. So that's why it is the rule of law. Law itself rules. So no individual office, no entity has powers to supersede law. So the rule of law requires that law enforcement bodies and recommends that law enforcement bodies be transparent and accountable in their activities. Because remember, sir, the law enforcement body has been gifted with the power of arrest. In other words, the law enforcement body, on reasonable suspicion of any act, can remove you from the comfort of your dwelling and place you in custody. The law enforcement body is equipped with small arms and heavy arms in some occasions. So that's awesome power. So it's only imperative that the conduct of the law enforcement body is open to scrutiny and examination.
So, Mr. Faulkner, just before you leave us, and I thank you for that. But just tell me, sir, how long does it take in the generally to investigate one of those cases where there's no other witness? How long does it take for you to investigate these typical cases? Because people suggest that it takes so long that everybody has forgotten everything about the case by the time something comes around. Can you just tell us how long does it take generally? I know the circumstances would vary.
Right. So to ensure balance and fairness, Mr. McKnight, there was a triple fatality on Windward Road. And in a matter of 3 weeks, we were able to put that matter in court. In one matter that we investigated with the assistance of the fire brigade, etc., we were able to access footage from CCTV. Outside, another matter outside of an entertainment facility, there was footage, and the fatal shooting of the young man was put in court again within 3 weeks. There was another fatality where we had witness in St. Mary, and again, in short order, in a matter of weeks, that was put before the court. Where there are no witnesses, the canvas for witnesses continue, and we have to rely now on the forensics. Now, as you know, the biggest challenge to the Institute of Forensic Science, commonly called the Forensic Lab, is the matter of ballistics. I have to commend them, Mr. McKnight. Their postmortems are running pretty quickly. A fatality can happen, and in a matter of days, the postmortem is done, and then shortly thereafter, the report. Matters of biology and chemistry, determination, whether gunpowder residue, whether blood, etc. But the ballistics with the examination, especially if it's an incident with multiple security forces, multiple exhibits, multiple firearms, that takes quite a long time. So I've given you just a few. So there were 3 instances. There was the Abado Samuels matter in Westmoreland. There was Mr. Mahabir in St. Catherine, what people call the hot soup case, where some soup was thrown. And there's a third matter. Those went into before the court within 1 month, where you had witnesses. And I indicate to you now, so where you have footage, you don't have to wait for the long route to get ballistics. You would have had sufficient to get a ruling.
Mr. Faulkner, we are entirely out of time. Thank you very much, sir. We know that we're going to keep calling upon you because Desmond Richards insists that we must not let this matter go. But before we go, Winnie, I know that we're running out of time, but you have to tell us at least what today is.
Well, running out of time. Today is World Laughter Day.
Wow.
Yes, you don't need a reason to laugh. You don't need a joke. We are part of the wellness industry. So we laugh because we want to. So in the minute,
and you say we don't have to get a joke to laugh.
No, you don't need a reason. You can just go ahead. Like now I can just say it is time to laugh and just begin.
People in Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth and Trelawney can't laugh.
I can tell you this, Westmoreland, I heard you, Desmond, but I want to share this. I want to share this, that the persons who were trained in laughter yoga to facilitate psychosocial recovery, here they are, 12 persons were trained, 10 here, 2 others joined afterwards, and they are doing a really good job. A number of them. One traveled all the way from Hanover, Sharon Paris Chambers. It's a 2-day event. She traveled for 4 days. So you don't need a reason. There are people out there that can, really help those who really want to. World Laughter Day. Just try it. Just laugh.
Richard says he just bust out laughing.
All right.
We have gone over our time, and we really had to make Winnie had quite a bit to say on this, and we robbed her of our time, as we so often do, Winnie. My apologies. Thanks to everybody for being with us today. We're going to make some approaches to the Ministry of Social Security and Justice, Social Security, and we will touch bases with you next week about Social Security and labor, and we'll tell you what our follow through was. But just going and asking about one person or two people don't really get you anywhere much. But we will do what we can. When Richard was saying, I think people get assistance based on their proximity to the people in power and party affiliation. We don't know that. Thanks to everybody for being with us today. Thank you all for your time, and for keep checking, keep subscribing, and if you have the time, and please like the podcast, share the podcast. On behalf of Desmond Richards, Winnie Anderson Brown, special thanks to all our guests, including Commissioner Hugh Faulkner, Keith Wedderburn, Novelet Forrester, Maureen Pierce, and to those that we didn't get on the program because they were having internet issues. Thank you all. On behalf of all of us, I'm Franklin McKnight. Until then.
Remember to get that list from Mr. Wedderburn.
The lights go up, the mics are lit. We're feeling that energy, that Sunday drive. Whether you're here while the clock is ticking or catching the replay, the plot is thickening. From the very first word to the final thought, you're the reason for every battle we fought. Oh, to our zealots, the ones who stay, and our viewers watching from miles away. If you live in the chat or on a late night screen, you're the heartbeat of the Frankly Speaking scene. We see you, we hear you, we appreciate the love. You're the spark we're always thinking of.